So this is the Soldier of Shock build. This is absolutely incredible. As you can see in this video you're watching now, I am absolutely obliterating this boss, and I'm at New Game +1, and this weapon's not even max level yet. So I'm going to go into everything you need to know about this build, how to optimize it for yourself, so let's get into it. The Soldier of Shock is going to be using different variations of Electric Blitz to build shock upon your enemies, allowing them to take a lot more damage from you and take increased stagger damage. I really enjoy the weapon that I'm using and the Legion Arm combination. It's nimble yet hits like a train, and with the ability to build up shock in almost no time against your enemies, you are going to soar through this game. So the weapon that we're using is the Coil Mjolnir head and handle. This weapon is incredible with a motivity scaling of A. Its physical attack is going to be 282 plus 155. Charge pulse cells are going to be 16.50, and the Fable charge is 583. This is not even a maxed out weapon, only maxed out at level 8, and it is already crushing bosses. The Fable arts on this weapon are Thunder Strike and Absolute Defense. Thunder Strike is going to leave your weapon high above your head, then smashing it down upon the ground, causing a ton of damage. And Absolute Defense is going to guard against any attack for a certain amount of time. Its high damage reduction rate of 71.47 is going to allow you to get those perfect parries off and not really mutilate your stamina bar. And when you use your Thunderstrike Fable art, it's going to imbue your weapon with shock for a certain amount of time, so you're going to be building up shock damage naturally without needing to worry about a shock grindstone or anything along those lines. If you do want to find this weapon though, it's not going to be available to you until you get to the Krat Central Station lobby in Chapter 9, but if you want to use a big hammer type weapon until you get it, the Big Pipe Wrench head and handle are a great option. Now looking at our amulets here, we are going to be using a really solid group of amulets that really complement the build well, allowing you to maximize your damage. We're going to be using the Assassin's Amulet, which is going to increase our critical attack. This particular weapon we're using is going to stagger enemies very easily, so you're going to get a lot of critical attacks off, and having more critical attack damage is going to make them hit harder, thus killing bosses and NPCs faster. And in our slot number 2, we're going to be using the Conquering Amulet. This is a very unique amulet because once you do a perfect parry, it's going to give you a 5-second window of time for your next attack to deal, I believe, 27% more damage. So this is a very niche amulet, but if you're good with your perfect parries, this amulet will reward you with more damage. For our last amulet slot, we are going to be using the Life Amulet. This is going to give us an extra 7% to our max HP, and having more HP is never a bad thing. It's just a little icing on the cake with this particular build. If you want to swap any amulet out, this one definitely could be one that you swap out for something different, possibly a stamina amulet, but that is completely up to you. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing right now and you're getting value out of the content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you guys can know when I'm making more content. I absolutely love making these videos for you guys, and I've had Liza P videos coming out almost every single day for the past week, and I have Elden Ring videos still coming out twice a week. So if that interests you, hit the sub button. Now let's get into the defense parts. So when it comes to the defense parts in this game, everything is majority situational for whatever boss encounter or NPC encounter that you're going into. For example, right now, the Arch Heavyweight frame that I have equipped in my first slot is going to give me the most damage reduction rate, but all of the frames are going to be focused on damage reduction. So whichever one is your best one and gives you the most damage reduction, equip that particular one. For your converter, the same thing. Whatever instance you're going into that has different resistance that you may need, equip the converter that best suits that particular damage reduction rate for that particular element. So right now I'm using the Superior Insulated Converter, and it gives me Fire, Electric Blizz, Acid, Fire Resist, Electric Blitz Resist, and Acid Resist, pretty much straight down the board, and a little bit of damage reduction rate. Your cartridge is going to focus on special damage resistances like Break and Disruption, but it's also going to give you a little bit of physical damage reduction rate as well. So I'm using the Lada Shock cartridge, which is currently the best for what I need for this particular build. And lastly, this is the most situational defense part that you can equip, is the Belverd Fiber Reinforced Liner. All of your liners are going to be giving you certain types of damage reduction rates. For example, my current liner gives me Slash, Strike, and Pierce damage reduction rate, but if you're going into a boss that you need a different damage reduction rate type, then just equip that particular liner. This game is awesome because a lot of the items are your personal preference and what is going to work best for you in that particular encounter. Now when it comes to the Legion Arm that I've paired with this shock build, it only makes sense to do the Fulminous Arm. It's got a weight of 7.9, so it's not crazy heavy, and it's also got Electric Blitz attack that does 150 plus 158 damage, but we have a motivity and advanced scaling of B, so this is going to go really well with our build. Being a motivity build and having a high scaling there is going to allow it to do more damage, and overall allowing this to build up shock for us on top of our weapon, and on top of if we do decide to use Electric Blitz, if we are not currently activated the Thunderstrike Fable art, this is really going to help us build that up quickly and do a lot of damage. Now, as far as your P organ goes, you can put literally anything in here that helps you personally play better. That's one of the advantages of this game, is you can build it around your playstyle. I will show you mine just so you can see exactly how this build works, and everything you see in this video typically is going to be related to my P organ, especially when it comes to gameplay. So, as you can see here, all of Phase 1, except for the increased stagger window, is unlocked. So I have extra pulse cells, I also have link dodge, and I'm also going to be using extra Fable slots. In Phase 2, I have every single thing unlocked: Retain Guard, Regen 1. I also have Rising Dodge, which I think is one of the most important P organ skills that you can get. Also, increased pulse cells +2, more healing is always good. And the add number of slots for your amulets. This, obviously, having more amulets is going to give you more abilities to diversify your builds in Lies of P. Moving up to Phase 3, we are going to be using the Enhanced Recovery Cell. This is going to give our recovery cells more health, which is also going to allow us to not use as many. Moving down, we also have the shortened fruit bearing time, especially since I'm making builds on this game. This is personally something that I need, because I need to be able to go back to that tree more often so that I can continually respec and do what I need to do. Moving down to Phase 4, which is the last phase that we have unlocked, I have add amulet slots too. As I said before, adding more amulets is going to allow you to diversify your build way more than if you just had 2 or 3 amulet slots. And guys, that is going to be it for the build. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this Motivity build, leave down in the comments anything that you may change, anything that you loved. I love talking to you guys in the comments. It is always a ton of fun. If you want to join the Discord, we do have a Discord link down in the description as well. We have a ton of Soulsborne fans in there, so make sure to come make yourself at home. And guys, make sure you're subbed to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm making more videos. And until next time, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.